Yes, it's okay. It got broken, but it's okay now. It's okay. Fine.
It's all coming. I think it's a friend of mine who's watching, probably looking and trying to reach me on the phone. No, you. Anyway, you know, he did that. You know, emotion, that is painful. Me as a married person, I can tell you right now, that's a no. There is no,
Yeah.
okay, unless you're saying everybody is sharing. As you're sharing, me too, I'm sharing. But since I'm not
Mm.
sharing one, I'm not going out, then you cannot share. And I believe that too. You know, when I
Mm.
see people saying, whatever, you know, that women should marry more than, I don't know what they're talking about, and men should marry more than one woman. That's another topic. But what we're talking about, emotion, that was emotional blackmail, you know. And then I can imagine when your father comes back home, he's angry that she's still there.
Whenever my father is always coming home, he's never happy.
He's never happy.
That's why I asked my mother, what is going on? He's never happy. People outside the home knew my father as a very funny and jovial and a nice man. He was so happy outside the home. Very jovial, very funny man. Oh my God, everybody know him as so funny. He's so lovely, lively. But even me, I see him sometimes, hey, how are you? But immediately he set his eyes on us when it's just
hatred.
Well, even when I'm sitting like this, I have to, you know, we even recognize the sound of his car, his motor, whatever means of locomotive he was using. We were always calm. I remember when his mother the first time his mother came, his mother noticed our movement. We were so happy. And when we heard my father was coming, his mother was like, what is going on here? What is going on here? His mother was so unhappy and said, what are you doing to these kids? Why are they not happy any longer? My father, whenever he's at home, is something else.
Wow.
Something else.
Wow.
Something else.
Coming in, Boyega Richards is sending you love.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sending you love. So
Thank you.
I want to visit what, because it's a miracle your mom survived, because some of the things you had talked about, please let me hear. I need you to share this. So
that is why I decided to come here. My mother was lucky. There are a lot of women that are not lucky. Yes. My mother and I, we are lucky. That because we are lucky doesn't mean other people will be lucky. Quit. As young as I was telling my mother, quit, run. My mother was lucky because which time they had misunderstanding with my father, the next thing it goes, Benin women are very strong women anyway. If you don't go to that extent of taking cutlass, I think my father, like, maybe he really felt he was not a man enough. I don't know. Whenever there's a misunderstanding, he will just go take a cutlass. He wants to kill an animal. He will go take a cutlass. We know him for this. So whenever when they start arguing, we know when it will go to that extent. So we the kids, we quickly go under the bed. We know where there are machetes. We take it, we pack it away. Sometimes when we go there to search for it, there is nothing. And so what I want to say is that whenever there is a misunderstanding, my father was ready to kill my mother.
Oh my God.
Okay. So when someone take a cutlass, this was not a threatening something, because we saw it. I saw it many times that he used it when my mother was lucky. He used it.
He had the intention to kill her. That's what it was.
My God. Yes.
Where he was going to hit her. I need you to, again, let's let people know how bad it was, you know, because you're letting people know. A lady came out not too long ago, and you and I talked about this viral video of the doctor who had marks on her face, and now they've reconciled them together. The fear is that woman, God forbid, but her life is in danger. Went on social media. In the husband's eyes, he has disgraced her. I mean, she has disgraced him, and God knows what he's going to do to her, because there were so many things. So the reason why we're doing this, that people should know, because sometimes the beatings ends in death. So the time your dad used the cutlass, like you said, what happened? he was going to hit your mom with.
I remember the one that was really worse anyway, that the whole compound, even when I came to Europe here, if I had my 2 kids already, I think about 5 years ago, I went to see some of my childhood that got married, and I didn't know that they still had this memory on them anyway. They remind me. I have forgotten, for me, I have forgotten a lot of part of it anyway. They reminded me of this, and this is what I still kept on my head. I said, God, yes, I remember. It was the old compound that we experienced it, because where we grew up is Abudu. I don't know who knows Abudu. Abudu, we have college of teacher training college, one of the best teacher training college in Nigeria in those days when Nigeria was okay, far back 80s. So my mother was pregnant. She was heavily pregnant. I think she should be pregnant as young as I was. If I remember by now, maybe 10 years, 6 or 7 months pregnant. She was heavily pregnant. Right. So a misunderstanding occurred between both of them. I mean, it was in the morning. So they exchanged word, and before you knew it, my father was saying, I will kill you today. You have to leave this house. And not knowing that my mother was already pregnant of even the male that they wanted from my mother. I'm going to kill you today. And I started crying. I put my hand there. I shout. I'm always the one that will first shout because I know how it is. Or it will always end. I shouted to say, hey, people should come on my mother. So the whole compound. And you know, it's about 1, 2, 3 buildings. And we have about, in each building, we have up to maybe 10 rooms, 10, maybe people of about 60 with students, because it's kind of hostess, face me, face you, you know.
Wow.
So, and my father was chasing my mother. As strong as she was, my mother was running the whole compound. They will be running and running. And there's this Papa, he's still alive today.
Oh.
And this man was saying, Mama, what is wrong with you? Are you going to kill us, ma? My mother will run after. So the next thing, my mother got tired, and my mother had to, because as an elderly person, you know how it is in those days, when you embrace an elderly person, you shouldn't pass your boundary and so on. My father held cutlass and was chasing my mother. My mother jumped a fence. She jumped a fence, and this man was not around. My mother ran away again, and this man came out, and my mother got tired, and my mother embraced this man. So for this man to just save him. And as my mother was embracing this man, my father held a cutlass like this. Oh God, I don't even know how to explain it, because that memories, oh my God. So as my father was about to hit the cutlass on my mother to cut her back, through the back, the cutlass ended on the back of my mother like this. And the old man said, in fact, the whole compound started telling my father how his life is going to be blessed. I don't want to say it the other way around.
Yeah.
Everybody was so shocked, and they were like, wow, are you mean to this extent? I didn't know anyway. There are a lot of my childhood friends that still had this memory. So when I visited Italy some years ago, about 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and they were telling me, how is your father? Has he changed? I remember when he wanted to kill, I said, yes, God saved my mother. That was for me, that very day, God saved my mother. Yes. There are other ones that were, but that very particular day, yes. Even my mother still say it tomorrow. Till now, I spoke with my mother. Sometimes we talk about my father and whatever, our life. That very blessed day, God saved my mother. And after that, it didn't stop, but I told my mother, go. Just pack your things and go. Leave the kids for me, I will take it out. She refused.
No, because women don't, that's the thing. Women don't leave because of the children. The funny thing.
That's what my mother said. My mother said she can't leave because of us.
Keep the women there. But the truth of the matter is, the children are sad. The children go through nightmares. The abusers themselves, or they become really miserable in life. But
I was so miserable, ma. I was.
Yeah.
Will I say more than miserable?
Oh, well, yeah.
It got to me. It got to me.
Yeah. If you attempted suicide twice, that speaks.
It got to me, and when I had opportunity, I started protecting even my little ones.
Because you're going to start protected. Because
I'm the eldest. In fact, I said, no, I had to save my little ones. I had to go far and do something better, something. I had to get a weapon, like financially buoyant, be strong. We don't need my father's help or whatever. I just have to go somewhere there, do something with my life, come back and rescue my kids.
Yes, your sibling.
siblings.
Yes. You know what, Abiayua, I can't thank you enough. I'm glad you're sharing your story. Again, if you're in, this is Breaking Limits. This is our premiere episode. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for the love. I mean, this place is just brimming with people, and they're showing love, and they're all like just, appreciating your story. And I know there'll be more comments, and I know there'll be more, there'll be questions. Again, if you write directly, write to me at amezasuperstar@gmail.com.